your tax dollars spent by lawmakers on mass mailings. Upstate Congressman Trey Gowdy spent the most on the mail of any representative in South Carolina. Is it the best use of your money? 7 on your side's Melissa Keeney is getting answers. She's live from our mobile newsroom in Greenville. What have you found out, Melissa?
And Tom, good evening. We spent hours digging through documents, and you'd be surprised just how much money is spent on what many of us would consider junk mail. Representative Trey Gowdy is defending his use of the cash for the mail, and in hindsight, he says he'd do it again. If there's one thing that gets taxpayers talking, it's how Washington is spending your money.
If I ran my house the way they run their budget, I wouldn't have a house anymore.
It's why this report stood out, showing the cash your congressmen are spending on mass mailings, costly flyers sent out to hundreds of thousands of residents. Upstate Representative Trey Gowdy tops the list for South Carolina with more than $112 grand spent on 2 mass mailings. Mick Mulvaney spent over $34,000. Gowdy's colleague from Congress, Jeff Duncan, didn't spend a dime.
People losing their houses, people losing their cars, they're losing everything they got. And you got taxpayers, congressmen spending that kind of money. It don't make any sense.
Do you understand why people are upset?
Not only do I understand your viewers' frustration and anger, I agree with it.
Gowdy says the mailers were sent to the elderly about Medicare. Hundreds of thousands more sent to all residents about how to contact his office with concerns.
That's what our office does. They're not political. By law, they can't be political. They're there to help people. You can't help people if they don't know how to get in touch with you.
But we ask, is it too much money? Is there a cheaper way to contact constituents? Jeff Duncan, who spent nothing out of his mailing budget, has turned to Facebook, which he says is a better use of your dollars. Taxpayers are split.
That's not on him. I mean, if that's what we've budgeted to give him, he ought to use it. But if the system is bad.
Some say nothing comes for free. If Gowdy had not spent the cash on mailings, it would not go back to taxpayers, but to other representatives to spend in other states many miles away.
And when given the choice between reaching my constituents or helping my colleagues who can't plan their budgets very well, I'm going to always pick to contact my constituents.
And we should note that Gowdy did return $126,000 of his budgeted funds back to the Treasury. He says that that money should be spent to pay down the nation's debt. And we should also note that as for this year, he says no more of those bulk mailings will be going out, and he says taxpayers can hold him to that. We are live from the mobile newsroom in Greenville. Melissa Keeney, 7 on your side.
Melissa, thank you. Congressman Jeff Duncan, who did not spend any money from his mailing budget, sent this statement saying, "From day one, I've tried to run this office like I manage my small business, providing great services at the lowest possible price. That common sense approach helped us cut costs."